Hey there, crafty friends. Welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle from LaFonda Crafts. I'm starting off with this wall hanger from Hobby Lobby. It was from their clearance section once the spring was on clearance. And I want to mention that a lot of what I use in this project is clearance finds from Hobby Lobby. So make sure you always check out their clearance and keep an eye on those after season sales because you can find a lot of good deals. So I showed you there some spray foam that I use to fill up the container, and I will link a short clip on how I use spray foam. I'll link that in the description so you can take a look at how to use it. So I'm just filling in some moss, and I'm using some U-pin, some floral pins, and you can find those at Hobby Lobby as well. I'm just pinning those down to secure in my moss, but mainly this will be secured down with all the florals that I put in. The first greenery that I'm using is from Michael's. They usually have that in the spring section, at least from what I recall. I've seen it the last couple of springs. So I'm just cutting some longer pieces to go towards the back of my project. And I'm just kind of determining like how tall and how far out I want everything to stick out. And I'm using my glue gun to glue everything in. So I've sped up the video just a little bit here. So I usually try to start in the back. So I'm sticking in these on the sides, and I don't want to lose the fact that this is on a cutting board. Some projects get so filled up that you don't really even know what the vessel is. So I wanted to avoid that. I also wanted to avoid using too many products in this because I wanted to keep this at a lower price point. So I'm just kind of being mindful of everything that I use in this wall hanger. So I'm just seeing how everything is looking in terms of like symmetry. Is it filling out about the same on both sides? Is it looking even as far as this greenery goes? And another thing that I liked about that first greenery is that it kind of matched the fern on the bucket there. I thought it was a nice little touch to kind of match that fern. So this other greenery that I'm using, it's called a phoenix fern, and I got that from an online vendor. And it's really wispy and airy, and that's one of the things I love about that. So I'm just going in, adding hot glue and poking it in. This other filler bush I also got from an online vendor. And if you're interested in anything, you can just comment below and I'll try to get links for you. Now this was from a while back. I don't know if these items are still available, but I can certainly look it up for you if you're interested. So one of the things I liked about this greenery, it's got the white tips to kind of lighten everything up from all the green, and it had some little buds that just added to the interest of what's going into this wall hanger. So I'm just going around trying to space everything out, make sure I've got a nice spread of all the greenery going in there. And I'm just pushing these in with some needle nose pliers. I use those a lot. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you see that I use those little pliers a lot. And just when it's kind of hard to push everything in or get my hand into certain places, I rely a lot on those little pliers. So these peach peonies I had gotten actually from a fall bush from Hobby Lobby. It was just a bush that had different florals in it, and I thought those peach flowers would be nice for the springtime. So I'm just adding that one in, sort of in the middle, in the front. And you can see there, that stem that I cut off, I'm taking off those leaves, but I'm still going to use that stem. So I have this peach, and that was also a Hobby Lobby clearance find, and I'm just going to make a little hole in the peach with that stem. I'm adding hot glue to the stem, and I'm going to poke it into the peach. So I'm making my own little pick to add to my project. So always keep those stems. I use those all the time. Whatever I trim off of a floral or greenery, I always keep those stems because they're great to use. So I'm just seeing where I want to add that peach. So I pictured this wall hanger kind of in maybe someone's kitchen for the springtime with the peaches and the peach colored ranunculus. Did I call those peonies in the beginning? I believe they're ranunculus blooms. So I'm just making another little peach pick. Adding the hot glue. And then adding it into the bucket. So I'm counting there how many flowers I've got, how many peaches I've got. So I've got 2 peaches and 1 ranunculus bloom. You know, they say you should always work in odd numbers. So I try to do that, but I also try to just do what looks right to me. And like I said, since I was trying to keep this at a lower price point, I was kind of negotiating, what do I add in here? What do I keep out? What will I have left over? Will I have left over enough for another project? So I'm just negotiating a lot of those things in my head while I'm working on this. But of course, I also want it to look nice. So that second little ranunculus bloom, I'm going to take my pliers and just kind of turn the, or bend the wire a certain way because I want the flower to face a certain way. So I'm just going in and adding more fillers. I'm adding that peach. So here I am thinking, okay, that's my 5th sort of main element, and that will give me an odd number. And how does it look? So that's the last of the main elements that I added to this. I'm going to continue to add more of the greenery and some of that filler bush. But I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you subscribing to my channel and liking and sharing and commenting on this. That really does help YouTube to push out my video out there. And I hope you enjoy this and join me next time. I'll play some nice music for you, and in the end you'll see how this turned out. Thanks so much.